Everybody online talks about 10 millimeter like it's the ultimate caliber. But after years of shooting both of these, I think the real question isn't about power, it's about practicality. Because one of these pistols feels like a full size fighting handgun. The other feels like somebody shrunk a bear gun, dared you to conceal it. And honestly, that changes everything. The recoil changes, the experience changes. Later in this video, I'm going to explain why one of these pistols became drastically easier to trust under pressure, while the other became drastically easier to actually carry. Welcome back to Glockaholic 76. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like this video at the end, hit that like button. It helps us get seen by more people just like you. Today we're breaking down the Glock 20 versus the Glock 29 and whether full-size control or compact 10 millimeter power makes more sense in the real world. Most people instantly pick a side here. Glock 20 fans, the bigger gun shoots softer and performs better. Glock 29 fans say the smaller gun actually gets carried more. But I know it's not that simple because what matters isn't just muzzle energy. It's how fast you can shoot it, how accurate your follow-up shots are. Will you actually practice with it? Will you actually carry it consistently? And over time, I realized these pistols reward very different priorities. I'm going to explain why the Glock 20 feels surprisingly manageable for a full power 10 millimeter pistol, and while the Glock 29 becomes much more demanding once that round count starts to climb. I picked up the Glock 20 because honestly, I wanted that classic 10 millimeter experience. And the first time I shot it, I immediately understood why so many outdoorsmen trust this platform. The size helps tame that caliber. The gun feels stable, balanced, predictable. But then I picked up the Glock 29 because I wanted something different. I wanted something with a serious 10 millimeter capacity and compatibility, and I wanted something that I could actually carry. And immediately, the Glock 29 felt like a completely different animal. Now, both of these pistols are clear. This one has a magazine in it, which is empty. Let's just review that real quick. But there's never any ammo anywhere around here, so especially 10 millimeter at today's cost. But then I picked up the Glock 29 because I wanted something radically different. I wanted a serious 10 millimeter, and the Glock 29 felt like a completely different animal. It was more compact, more explosive, more demanding, and at first glance, I honestly felt like it was almost too much power in a little gun. The Glock 20, no doubt, is easier to shoot, but the Glock 29 is easier to live with and carry. And later in the video, I'm going to explain which one I trust more in the woods and which one I trust more for everyday carry. And here's something interesting though. The Glock 20 helped establish 10 millimeter as a serious backcountry defense caliber. Now, some people say 10 millimeter is not a fair round, but I disagree. And many hunters and outdoorsmen will still trust it today because it's reliable, and the Glock 20 allows you to get that capacity in a very high powered round. But the Glock 29 earns its nickname, and many people don't know this is called the baby bear gun because despite its compact size and its still launches that full power 10 millimeter loads. And honestly, the combination change concealed carry discussions for a lot of shooters, especially with the 10 millimeter caliber. Now, real quick, the specs on these. This is generally a 15+1. The Glock 20. The barrel length on this runs at 4.6. The weight on this isn't light. They're a little under 31 ounces unloaded. This particular model, I do have an optic on. It's the O-Sight C, which has been reliable and been able to take the beating of the 10 millimeter rounds going through this pistol. Glock 29, also a 10 millimeter auto, and the capacity on this one is 10+1. Barrel length is dropped down to 3.78. The weight on this unloaded is very manageable at only about 24 ounces. They do have optic ready versions of these, or you can get them milled, but this particular model is not. And on paper, these pistols, although one is a full size and one is a in between subcompact compact pistol, there are some similarities, but when you start shooting them side by side, they are completely different. The grip on the 20, it is large, and I put the Hogue grip on here to tame some of that recoil, although I don't even think it's maybe necessary because this pistol for a 10 millimeter shoots very, very comfortably. The extra size helps manage that recoil. Now, the Glock 29, however, probably should have a Hogue grip on this pistol. It's hard on your hand. Very few pistols hit me hard in the hand as far as I'm not generally recoil sensitive. You feel it. You definitely feel it. And not that it will bruise you, but is this hitting you hard in the hand every time? Even with proper grip, after 30, 40, 50 rounds, you start to realize you're shooting a 10 millimeter in a subcompact pistol. And with the full power 10 millimeter, there's no way not to notice that. And they both have their classic Glock triggers. Simple, predictable, consistent. I have a TLR1 on this, and I can carry this very easily in my crucial concealment holster. I will carry this when I go out hiking in the woods. Not hard to conceal, believe it or not. It does give some weight when I'm out in the woods. I'm not too worried about meeting other people. I'm more worried about meeting large animals. The Glock 20 just maximizes that control and that compatibility, where the 29 maximizes that portability and that concealment. And honestly, I think that right there is your entire debate as far as which pistol is better. Really depends on what you're trying to accomplish. The build quality on these Glocks, they're Glocks. They're durable, they're reliable, they're purpose-driven. The pro on the Glock 20 would be excellent recoil control for a 10 millimeter. I mean, I don't think I'd want to shoot 10 millimeter out of anything else if I had a choice. The Glock 20 does the job. The Glock 29 allows you to carry, and you're never going to feel underpowered carrying something like this. As long as you control it and you practice with it and you can handle shooting it at the range or wherever, the compact size with the serious power, it's very, very, very hard to beat. And the large size of the Glock 20 may also be a con, because for daily carry, definitely not a light weather gym shorts type of pistol. I'm sure there's somebody out there that carries it. If you do, let me know in the comments if you can carry this in gym shorts inside the waistband. Glock 20 just feels surprisingly manageable for a 10 millimeter. Now the Glock 29, you feel the difference. 20 is going to be definitely faster, but the 29 is it's sharper and it's more violent. It's not uncontrollable, but it's definitely more demanding. Accuracy about 15 to 25 yards. Both of these performed really well. During the rapid follow-up shooting, the Glock 20 pulls ahead clearly. It's just a larger pistol. It just absorbs that recoil better. And then the Glock 29, a little bit longer to get back on target. Probably the biggest question in the entire video, would you rather carry a 10 millimeter that is easier to shoot, or the one that you're more likely to actually have on you, which is the most important part of concealed carry? I trust both of these firearms. I would buy them again in a heartbeat. They both are great 10 millimeter pistols. There's some other options I have. If you check our videos, I have a Springfield 10 millimeter, also a great shooter. Maybe a little easier to conceal carry than the 29, but when you want a reliable 10 millimeter pistol and you just want to be able to carry it, 10 millimeter, you're never going to feel underpowered, like I said earlier. But the Glock 20 just earns my trust through its control, its accuracy, and just the confidence it gives me through those extended shooting sessions, where the 29 earns my trust through its portability and its capability in such a small package. Let me know in the comments if you would carry either one of these, or if you do carry either one of these, or if there's something similar in the 10 millimeter line that you have that you think is a better option. If you found this video helpful and you want to see more Glockaholic 76, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. If you like this video, like it. If you didn't, don't. But remember, either way, I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Would you choose the softer shooting Glock 20 or the compact powerhouse of the Glock 29? And as always, I appreciate you watching my videos. Train smart, shoot often, stay ready. Glockaholic 76. Talk to you soon.